Hey gang, hope y'all are doing well. I have some sad news to report. Rumble Salim Corey Composer has let me know that they want to take a break from the Crucible Chronicles. And that's totally fine. We've been having some great games, a lot of fun, but super sad that they didn't want to come out and play today. So we really have one other solution, and that is to open a Dark Tidings deck and play with it. So for those who aren't aware, I've basically remained spoiler free, with the exception of two cards. One card that was spoiled on this channel, and then one card that was spoiled live on my Twitch channel. And then there's, I think, maybe two, maybe I could probably name two or three other cards that I just, like, for whatever reason, in a moment of weakness, looked at the spoilers for. I think they're from other content creators, so I probably just happened to see them there and didn't think that, I'm trying to remain spoiler free. But all in all, I'd say about 5 cards, certainly no more than 10 cards that I would know really anything about from the new set. So super excited about that. These are going to be my kind of first impressions of these cards, because again, I've never seen most of them aside from reprints, of course. I did not mention, of course, but this is the start of the 22nd chapter of the Crucible Chronicles. Dark Tidings on out for the time being. So if you are still trying to remain spoiler free, I apologize. I just can't contain the hype a little bit. I just can't contain the hype. It's just too exciting to finally have my hands on some Dark Tidings. So what we're going to do is we're going to open this deck. This episode might be a little bit longer because firstly, we're going to open the deck, and I'm going to have to read every single one of these cards. Again, all the non-reprints I'm gonna have to read because I don't know them, and I'll, I guess, try and give some of my best reactions as best I can, and then we're gonna hop into a game which I sort of expect is going to take longer. I am no longer going to be asking my opponents to play non-Dark Tidings decks, so I fully anticipate to be matched up against someone playing Dark Tidings, and as a result, I'm gonna have to read all the cards that they play because I also haven't seen them. So super excited for this, kind of a chance for some new discovery, or discovery of KeyForge, really in a way that I haven't experienced since initially picking up the game right around when AOA came out. So without further ado, let's hop into this. Let's figure out what this deck is all about. All right. Okay. So here we go. We've got Dark Tidings deck. So they've apparently switched how they package these, which I'm not gonna lie, I think is a little bit weird. They went from the recyclable boxes to I don't know, these plastic baggies or something. But let's go ahead and open this. Pardon the fact that my camera, I'm just gonna scooch right on over here. Maybe we can turn the camera. This is just gonna be, this is not well planned out. I'm gonna go ahead and open this. I also don't know how this is meant to work. Let's see. Okay, so that's the Archon card, and I think that was the back of the Archon card. One thing I did not manage to avoid was the fact that the Archon card is now horizontal, which is sort of interesting. I also don't know which way I'm going to be looking at here. Can we get the name? Can we get the name first, as we have done in the past on this channel? Oh, I did it. This is Galvagal the Librarian. All right, so far so good. Like the name, obviously we have a red Archon card. If you are unfamiliar with what I often do on live stream, and I think I've probably done in these videos before, usually like to try and guess the house composition based on the name and Archon card. To clarify, I don't think there's any tie-in with these things. So if you feel like guessing, feel free to pause the video, throw your guess in the comments below. I'm thinking that the librarian, that just has to be Logos, right? One other thing I have heard is that Logos seems pretty spicy in the set. That remains to be seen from my experience, but I'm happy to have a librarian here. So maybe some Logos, Galvagal. I don't know, could that be like kind of a dino thing, or like maybe it's an unfathomable thing? Maybe it's an unfathomable name, Galvagal. I don't know. We're just gonna go. I want to see some unfathomable, so we're gonna say Logos, unfathomable, and let's say Saurian too, just because I don't know. For some reason, I'm getting some vibes of Saurian from Galvagal. Let's see what we got. All right. Oh my goodness. The bright reflective surface is perfect. Oh, okay, we got Star Alliance. All right. You know, one nice thing about this is you can kind of really, really draw out pulling these. Okay, so we got Storian, Star Alliance Saurian, and Logos. All right, so we got the Logos we were looking for. Um, two for three. So not too bad. Not too bad. Looking forward to seeing what we come across here. Looking forward to seeing what we come across here. Get that out of there. We got the Archon card. Look at this. Boom. This is technically using the same webcam. I'm just doing some trickery. 2, 3. All right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Got these all split up. Let's see what we're looking at first. First card is, oh, hey, look at this. We've seen this before. Is this Rumble? Are we playing Rumble? No, I'm just kidding. This is the library card, a reprint from Mass Mutation. Happy to see it. You know, it's funny having played Rumble so much. Rumble has an enhanced draw icon on it, so it's just sort of weird looking at a library card that doesn't have an enhanced draw icon on it. And I feel like I should clarify: a draw icon on an artifact that purges itself is a little bit sad. All right, second card is Universal Keylock. This is another reprint. I don't actually know where this is reprinted from. I know it for sure was in Worlds Collide. I think maybe that's where it started. We have Mechabui. All right, so we got 3 artifacts so far. 3 artifacts. So at the start of each player's turn, if the tide is high for that player, they gain 1 ember. Okay, so this is cool. So this is a two-way effect. Got some like a Form of Giants vibes, but pertaining to the tide, and it's also at the start of each player's turn. So as opposed to Form of Giants, which is only whoever the player who controls the artifact. So that's cool. The Mechabui, the art is definitely pretty sweet on that. All right, there we go. We got the double Mechabui. Okay, so definitely going to be wanting to keep the tide high, and I feel like these could definitely encourage an opponent to basically bring the tide high on their side. Bring the tide high on their side. To make the tide high. This is very confusing. I just realized. I think I may have miscounted something, but we're probably going to come across the tide card in here at some point too. So that just occurred to me. This is also cool too at the start of each player's turn. So this is before the forge a key step. So you could potentially with this deck gain 2 ember and then forge a key if you only have 4 ember. All right, we have Think Twice. This is an action. First non-artifact we've seen. Play an action card from your discard pile, then purge it. Wow, that's cool. All right, I can see that. It's like the exhume of actions, but it obviously also gets rid of it. That is pretty cool. Again, like the art. The Bilge Warden. It's a 2-power creature. First creature we've seen so far. Human Scientist. Play Reap. If the tide is high, your opponent raises the tide. Otherwise, you raise the tide. Okay, this is cool. So this is a way for us to raise the tide. Gonna be pretty useful with those Mechabuis, helping us kind of keep the tide high. If the tide is high, your opponent raises it. Interesting. Very interesting. So if the tide is already high, you probably don't want to play this. You don't want to activate this. Play or reap with it. So very interesting though. It's got like a hook. It's got a hook. We got the Hydrocataloger. Cataloger. Another artifact. This is we have 1 action in one creature so far, and the rest have been artifacts. After a player raises the tide, they archive the top card of their deck. Okay. All right. This Logos is all about the tide. Oh my gosh. And I can't help but notice that this is also a not simultaneous, but it affects both players. So I feel like these are going to be really good against. I mean, I guess the like a deck that even doesn't have doesn't care about the tide generally, like a pre Dark Tidings deck. Seems like they're probably okay with these because they can get a lot of value, but we'll see. Oh, Phase Shift. Nice. I didn't realize, looks like this is an actual reprint, so very happy with that. Super cool with the library card. Play a non-logos card this turn. Double Phase Shift. There's a total of these. Do these have to be creatures, these last two cards? I don't even know. One of these might be the Tide. No, because the Tide... Oh, I found the Tide card. There it is. Because the Tide card is two-sided. There you go. I found it. It was sitting in a different stack. Talmadge Steelheart. This is another creature, human. Give Talmadge Steelheart a +1 power counter for each card you have played this turn, including this one. Okay, cool. Cool. Very interesting. And a second one of those. So pretty interesting. Only three creatures. Three creatures. We have 2 Phase Shifts and the Think Twice. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 artifacts. So that will be interesting. Gonna be curious to see how this deck plays. Let's move on over to Saurian. Primus Unguis. So apparently Primus Unguis is back from Worlds Collide, I suppose. Happy to see that. Dino You Didn't. As an action, destroy an enemy creature with Ember on it. That's pretty cool. Seems markedly anti-Saurian, anti-Saurian, Sanctum. Sounds cool. Or really, I suppose anything that captures. So that's kind of cool. I got a second one of those. Dino You Didn't. Carpe Venum. Exalts 2 enemy creatures. Okay, some really cool synergy there. So I can exalt creatures and then kill them with the Dino You Didn't. Interesting. No Ember Pip on that one, but I suppose the expectation is that you'll be able to get that Ember back. The Cornican Octavia. Cornican Octavia, another reprint. This one from Mass Mutation. We got Crushing Charge. Destroy each creature with power 4 or lower. Gain 1 chain. Interesting. It's like, is it the Earth Shaker? Earth Shaker with a chain and +1 power on everything it kills. So that's kind of cool. Crushing Charge. We have Decadence. Oh, here we go. I did hear there are some of these modal cards. So this is an action. Choose one. Exalt, ready, and used a friendly creature. So it's like action version of the Golden Spiral. Or move 1 ember from a creature to another creature. Cool. So it's like either an action version of the Golden Spiral or an action version of... it's not Faust. The creature, I can't think of it. The creature that allows you to move ember around, but I guess more specifically the artifact. Lapisaurus. It's a cool looking piece of art. A beast creature with taunt. Happy to see some more taunt coming back into Saurian. While attacking Lapisaurus, enemy creatures gain before fight exalt this creature. Cool. Medicus Lacus, another dino. Well, I suppose the last one was a beast, but this is a 5-power creature. While the tide is high, you may spend Ember on friendly creatures as if it were in your pool. Okay, that's cool. That's pretty cool. This deck definitely wants to have the tide high, that's for sure. Reach Advantage. If the tide is high, a friendly creature captures 3. Otherwise, raise the tide. All right, so we do have a couple ways to raise the tide so far. I guess 2 outside of just the Omni ability on the tide. Ember Pip on this as well is pretty cool. Undignathus. Undignathus. Nailed it. While the tide is low, Undignathus deals no damage when fighting. Okay, so once again, it does seem that we want to have the tide high with this deck. Maybe that's pretty common in these Dark Tidings decks. Also, 12 power, I can't help but notice the fact that this creature does not have like a restriction in terms of like it only deals so much power. So I think this might, in lieu of some other card in Dark Tidings, this might be one of the highest power creatures that actually deals its power worth of damage. That's not a gigantic creature from Mass Mutation. And then lastly, we have another Undignathus. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Good that we actually ended up getting some creatures. All right, so last we have Starlands. Let's see what we're looking at. We have the Static Collection Array. I think we definitely needed some more artifacts. Your keys cost -1 when tide is high and +1 when the tide is low. Okay, again, really wanting that tide to be high. At least it seems to be consistent. The stunner, so here's a reprint. Upgrade. Diplomat Agung. Play, fight, reap. For the remainder of the turn, a friendly creature belongs to the house of your choice, in addition to its other houses. Wow, that's pretty cool. Some nice house cheating. Some nice house cheating there. And, you just get to pick a creature. So that's nice. That's nice. Grand Alliance Council. Choose a creature of each house. Destroy each creature not chosen. Okay, so nice. A board wipe then, or a pseudo board wipe. Very cool. Lieutenant Kirkar, reprint from Worlds Collide. Double Kirkar. We take that. We got Light of the Archons, another reprint, but happy to see it. We've got, a couple upgrades so far. Operative Espion, elusive, 4 power. After a player raises the tide during their turn, they may use a creature they control. This deck just wants like everyone to get value out of raising the tide. I love it. I love it. We got Science Officer Kinkin, who we of course have seen before. This is one we haven't seen though. Shield you later. Okay, cool. So this is a shield or an armor upgrade / creature. That's definitely something we haven't seen before. We've seen the taunt ones, the elusive ones. But now we got one that can add some armor. Technobabble. Ember Pip, and stun a creature and each of its neighbors that shares a house with it. Okay, so some battle line placement stuff. Seems like that's going to be useful here to be thinking about. And I guess interesting. I would potentially would have to stun my own creature if no opposing creatures are on the board. So interesting. And then we have a second Technobabble, and that is Gavigal the Librarian. I will show you all really quick in case you haven't seen it. Just go ahead and cover up that QR code. This is what they've done with the Archon card. So they've flipped it sideways, which I'm not sure how I feel about it, but we'll see. And you can see they've also added the actions, creatures, artifact upgrades, little icons next to them. So that's kind of cool. But hey, the best way to test out a deck and learn more about it is to take it out for a spin. So that's what we're going to do. I do hope you'll stick around for that. And this will be my first game. It may very well be my first game. I might actually have to go play a tournament before this, but I do hope you'll stick around for that, and let's hop into it. All right, here we go. Got ourselves a game. Playing against a Mass Mutation deck. Some Shadows, Starlights, Untamed. Looks pretty nice. Looks pretty nice. Got some artifact control, so that'll definitely be useful against us. Let's see, we got the Mecha Buoy. Start of each player's turn. If the tide is high for that player, they gain 1 ember. So that is pretty cool. Let's see, how do we want this to work? We could throw it on Primus Unguis. Let's just hold on to this. We'll throw it on Primus Unguis. It's a pretty big threat. I like that. I like that. I don't really know what I want to do with these. Oh, we're going second, aren't we? Well, that's okay. Well, you know what? Let's just say that that was just some dad brain stuff. Particularly unfortunate is the fact that we played only 1 card and drew right back into a Saurian card, so that's a bummer. We got Diplomat Agung. For the remainder of the turn, a friendly creature belongs to the house of your choice in addition to other houses. So that's nice. Primus Unguis has a Reap ability on it. Let's see, we got Secure Droid and the Blast Shielding. And Survey. Man, this is a rough, really, really misplayed that. I guess I should have been paying a little closer attention. In my defense, my son is talking in the room upstairs through the hole in the floor. We just have vents, like a giant hole in the floor. So I can hear him talking. What do we want to do here? We can do the Undignathus. Undignathus. I think that's what it is. Or we could just play some cards. Let's just play some cards. Play down the static collection array. Diplomatic Agung. Friendly creature belongs to the house. Okay, so that's cool. We could play this as an upgrade. I don't know if I really care. Let's play this. A friendly creature belongs to the house of your choice in addition to its other houses. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and select Star Alliance for Primus Unguis, I would presume. Do we just reap and exalt? Let's try it. And the shield you later. Let's actually play this as an upgrade. Seems like a pretty useful ability. All right, exalt 2 enemy creatures. All right, so that's pretty cool. We have the exalt 2 enemy creatures, and I think it's the... I can't remember. Is it the Carpe Venum? I have the deck here. In my defense, I recorded the earlier part of this video several hours ago. Carpe Venum is literally what I was looking at. Silly me. And then we have Dino You Didn't. Dino You Didn't. We got a lucky hand in the chat. Lucky hand in the chat. Let's see. See what that means. YouTube content. I'm looking forward to it. I, on the other hand, didn't even realize I was going second. Oh, I see. We have a Dark Harbinger. Dark Harbinger, Song of the Wild. So we get a reap. Get a fight to gain 2 ember. We have the mutation. So Dark Harbinger is going to get to reap again. Again, with that Song of the Wild. Hop in there. That is pretty good. And then Rapid Evolution. Okay. To ready and reap again with the Dark Harbinger. And then throw it on the KeyFrog. Okay. Well, that is certainly something, isn't it? I think we'll go with Saurian, I suppose. Sure, let's do it. I could fight something off the board. That's a 10 power Dark Fairy. Let's just reap with this. Get everything even bigger. Carpe Venum. Probably want to kill that thing. And we'll throw down a couple Undignathuses. Undignathi. We got the reach advantage. Okay. Was hoping to maybe get one of those Dino You Didn't, but no dice. We did at least draw into 2 Saurian cards, so that's pretty cool. These Undignathuses are quite large too, and we have the reach advantage. I could exalt. Oh, interesting. I could take a Logos turn too here. I could throw down the Mecha Buoys, hit the Think Twice to play the Carpe Venum again. So that could be kind of cool. Opportunist on the Dark Fairy. And Rad Penny to steal what little ember we have left. And the other Opportunist. Okay. All right. Well. Okay then. Things have gone poorly for me. Let's just play some stuff. And then we'll think twice. The Carpe Venum. Should we just put more ember on these? Let's just do that. Just keep exalting. More and more ember. End our turn. Did we get one? Oh, we didn't. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. That is a bummer. And the Shadowsmith is actually sort of troublesome. Because now we have to fight twice into either of these things to reclaim the ember. Although they also have the Opportunist, so it doesn't really matter. I think they just, they just win here, actually. So, just fight, reap, and fight with the KeyFrog. I think that should do it. I do think that means we're going to have time for one more. We'll have the double feature. The double feature of this game. the KMG coming down. Let's see. Maybe they just have a way to kill the Key Frog. Oh, they have the second mug too? Oh, dear me. Well, there's that. There is that. What do we have here? We got Primus. These mecha buoys are doing not a whole lot for me. We don't have Exalt ready and user friendly creatures, so I could make my creatures quite large. But I think, well, you know, let's play it out. Let's get some cards played. How about that? We'll throw down some taunt, some large taunt. We'll, how do we want this to work? Just reap to get everything even larger. Yes. Yes, please. Go ahead and do that. Go ahead and fight there. Go ahead and fight there. Then we have this Decadence, Exalt ready, and use a friendly creature. Might as well fight that thing down. Then we have the reach advantage. There we go. And we'll end that up. GG. Well played to our opponent. You know, I think it certainly didn't help that I misplayed so terribly to start the game. But definitely a pretty fortunate couple turns there in a row for our opponent. But you know, looks like a pretty potent deck they're playing, and certainly has the ability to line up some pretty crazy burst out of that Untamed turn. I suppose we're should be considered fortunate that we also didn't see the Punctuate Equilibrium just to prolong that pretty crazy awesome Untamed turn. But let's go ahead and hop into another one real quick. All right, here we go. Try number 2. Let's see. Let me just count here. We have 6 cards, so I will be going second. Do I want to throw these Hydro Catalogers down? It seems kind of fun. Let's do it. We're playing against a Worlds Collide deck, looks like. We got Too Much to Protect, double Ronnie, double Yanti Gang. So a absolute suite of stealing. And some, oh yeah, look at that. The Grasping Vines. Those will be interesting. See if those come into play with our artifacts. Sanius is honored to be a participant. Oh, you're too kind. I'm not sure what I feel about this Talmage Steelheart as I've been thinking about it. Also, it seems a little strange to me that like we got this power counter thing going on in Logos. But hey, now we got a 6-power creature, so maybe there's some cool potential. Techno Babble, stun a creature and each of its neighbors that share a house with it. So we can do Bornet and Nefru. Nefru is each time a creature is destroyed, its owner gains 1. All right, okay, that works. Do I actually want to put down Kirkar then? It's sort of tough to say. Let's go ahead and call Star Alliance here, though. I could call Logos Reap, phase shift into something, but I think I like Star Alliance. We'll stun those, throw down Kirker, and then the stunner right there. I think we call that good. The tide is neutral currently. So in this situation, I think that I basically have to play a card that modifies the tide. If I understand correctly. Let's see, we got some Saurian creatures. Play an action card from your discard pile, then purge it. Not a whole lot of options down there. All right, got a Ronnie, got a sack of coins. I can do 3 damage. Putting some damage onto the steel heart. All right. Okay, then. I think we take a Saurian turn. We've got this Undignathus. I guess we just play both these. We play the Lapiosaurus. Oh, I can actually raise the tide. Okay, that's fine. Maybe I should do that so this Undignathus actually does some damage. Let's do it. We archived our Mechabuis, or a Mechabuie and the Light of the Archons. Exalt ready and use. Dignathus to fight the anti-gang. They'll get one from the Nefru, but hopefully that's okay. All right, we got the second Mechabuie. The Nepenthe Seed comes down. I suppose I could have like fought the Nefru. Maybe that would have been good. Interesting. I could think twice the phase shift after playing it to play everything. Or I have this light. I guess I have this Light of the Archons I could toss down. It's Harmonia, so they're going to get up to check, it seems like. I don't think I have a way around that. I don't have any Ember Control on board. If I did, I could potentially use it with the Decadence and the Think Twice. Okay, the Mustic Murmoot comes down, puts some damage down onto. They're going to get the KO. Oh, they're spreading some damage around with a Cauldron Boil. Nice. Let's see if they actually, if they have it. They do. They sure do. They sure do have it. Maybe I can just generate enough Ember with these artifacts. Seems reasonable. They're actually, I guess they will be on check, assuming they reap with this Harmonia, so that's pretty cool. And we won't be, I guess we'll be playing Kinkin. Oh, we don't necessarily. Okay, there's the second Grasping Vines. Okay, so that's good. At least that's out of the way. So we can take a Logos turn. We can just absolutely throw some stuff down on the board. We can phase shift to play Kinkin. To the left. Do we think twice the phase shift? We could also do the Technobabble. Stun both Shadows creatures. Okay, I like that actually. Let's do the Technobabble. Stun both those. We're up to 8. Got a hand of Star Alliance. Still fighting through those chains from raising the tide earlier. Okay, we have the Grand Alliance Council. Choose a creature of each house. Destroy each creature not chosen. Okay. All right, so that's interesting. I think that hurts me the most. It definitely hurts me the most. But we have this Mechabuie. Maybe we can sneak in some cheeky Ember here. Sneak in some cheeky Ember. Medicus Lacus. When the tide is high, you may spend an Amber on friendly creatures as if it were in your pool. We don't have much Ember on our creatures at this point. So we'll see what they do about that. They're going back into Untamed. They just had a decent Untamed turn. Played what, 4 cards, 5 cards, including the Nepenthe Seed. They got the Mustic Murmook, the Harmonia. Let's see if they grab that Cauldron Boil again, I guess. They could do that with the Nepenthe Seed. In which case, I guess I won't feel quite as bad about this Grand Alliance Council. So I definitely gained some Ember. That's all right. We do manage to forge here. Shall we? I think we shall. We'll take a Star Alliance turn. I think I'm actually gonna play this Grand Alliance Council. Do we hold on to the Mustic Murmuk? Keep the Mustic Murmuk or the Harmonia? Ah, should have changed the tide. Ah, got it. They'll think twice next time. Oh, so they actually just played a second Cauldron Boil. Okay, they drew into it. That's nice. We'll go ahead and reap. Go ahead and reap here. Then let's go ahead and this Techno Babble isn't going to do much of anything. We'll play this to. So let me just make sure I have this right. Choose a creature of each house. Destroy each creature not chosen. So we want to destroy the Nephru. Keep the Kinkin. Then I think we keep this Murmuk. Never mind. We will do the exact opposite of what I just spoke about. We'll play that there. I guess we just give some armor to Kinkin, and then we'll stun that. Oh dear. I'm a mess. I'm a mess, gang. Destroy each creature with power 4 or lower. Gain 1 chain. Well, that's at least everything on the board. The Evil Eye. Oh, hits us with the Evil Eye. Hits us with the Evil Eye. That definitely hurts. Well, we have the Universal Key Lock, so I guess we'll kind of get him back a little bit. We'll get him back. I think I kind of like that, but that's the only thing I can do. Is that actually the only thing I can do? Don't like that one bit. They only have one key though, so we just take the Saurian turn. Go ahead and reap here. We'll Carpe Venum to exalt both of those. Crushing Charge, so that will kill our Kinkin, sadly. Oh, it actually will kill all our stuff, because, yeah, that other thing had only 4. Only a 4 power. Oops. There's the oh no you didn't. Die no you didn't. That's what I meant. So, definitely not out of this yet. We know they have the Too Much to Protect. We know they got at least a Ronnie left. Are there any Exhumes? Fortunately, no Exhumes, so that's nice. And they're taking a Dis turn. And a Pent Seed. Oh, for the Evil Eye. Okay. Okay, we'll take a Star Alliance turn. Do we play this Static Collection Array? Sure. Sure, we'll throw that down. We're going to make this creature house Star Alliance. We can fight the Malison. So we have this Static Collection Array, so that will decrease our key cost by 1. I think we raise the tides. We'll archive 2 cards. Potentially force them to do that again. Let's see. So my key cost is currently 1 less. Do I fight here? Do I fight or reap? If I reap, they can TMTP. Let's just fight. Clear the board. Clear the board. We got two oh no you didn'ts. We got the reach advantage. All right, so that's funny actually. Two of our abilities to make the tide high are both archived. So quite interesting. Quite interesting here. At least we'll get to do it for free. The main problem here is if they take us off check, which so they can play a Ronnie, but they also have to raise the tide. They could play the TMTP, play the Ronnie. So that'd be 1, 2, 3. So that would actually put them on check. So if they have both of them, okay, they have the too much to protect, special delivery. They have the Ronnie, nice. So it looks like they're gonna get the W, unless actually I have this universal key lock. So that's okay. So what do we want to do here? I think we take a Logos turn, I guess. We'll pick up our archives, yes. We will play the universal key lock. Buys us a little bit of time here. We have the Bilge Warden. If the tide is high, your opponent raises the tide. Otherwise, you raise the tide. So we're going to go ahead and raise the tide faux fui. There's our library card. Should probably phase shift into something. Phase shift into oh no you didn't. And see what that does for us. We got the library card and then Operative Espion. So we got the Cornican Octavia. But again, no real Ember control to speak of. I'm beginning to wonder if that's just going to be one of the problems with this deck, one of the challenges with it. We got the Kinkin for just a little bit of Ember control. And I think one of the challenges here is like, we don't have a whole lot of great Ember control. Obviously we have this Cornican Octavia. This Decadence would be nice to pair with the Cornican Octavia. All right, we're getting the down there. So that's like one probably like decent set of Ember control we can get if we can pair the Decadence with the Cornican Octavia. But yeah, it looks like they're gonna call Shadows. Honestly, if they just reap 3 times, then I think game is pretty much over. Or I guess they can do that with the anti-gank too. And the special delivery. So they're gonna purge a creature. And just hope they forget about the tide. I guess it. Oh, please forget about the tide. Oh my goodness, this could be my moment. Dang. Well, we tried. It was worth a shot. All right, we got the oh no you didn't. We got the Primus Anguis, so I guess we'll just play out the Saurian here, just because we get to play the most cards. Operative Espion, let's just make sure. Yeah, nothing happened in there. So we'll take a Saurian turn. I'm not gonna lie. I think the first game we played in this episode, there were definitely some issues on my end, so I should have played that better. But I think we're already starting to see at least one challenge with this deck is, in lieu, I presume in lieu of maybe trying to get a really big library card, which doesn't necessarily seem like it's going to work all that well. In lieu of doing that, you're not really going to stop a whole lot of keys that's outside of this key lock. Certainly against something with such potent Ember control. So like this is a great example of a deck that actually can Ember control very well. And I think one thing that really hurt us was that Evil Eye. So really well timed Evil Eye from our opponent. So can't be upset about that. Certainly well timed. And I think we're just like maybe lacking some key pieces, at least in this particular matchup. like I think the fact that we have a relatively low creature count is a little bit of a challenge. You know, maybe we can get the Primus Unguis down early. That can represent like a pretty decent threat. Like it helps to kind of buff the size of our board. And we have, we have the Undignathi, if you will, certainly large creatures. But the challenge with this logo suite is it sort of just helps both players with the double Hydrocatalogueur, the double Mecha Buoy. So it's like anytime anyone raises the tide, they're gonna like threaten generating 2 Ember on their turn, as well as they're gonna archive 2 cards. So, you know, like presumably there's like a little bit of advantage for this deck for Galvagel the Librarian, because we have the Bilge Warden, we have the reach advantage, but as best as I can tell, those are the two ways to raise the tide outside of just using the Omni ability. Now, there is, you know, there's like some stuff that you could probably combo quite nicely. If I can recall the name of it, Diplomat. Yeah, so Diplomat Agung, I think probably could like pair quite nicely with the Bilge Warden, allowing you to use the Bilge Warden to raise the tide for free. You know, situationally, if you'd like to do that. So like potentially some useful stuff that could happen there. But as far as keeping that alive, and again outside of the Primus Unguis, we have the Lapisaurus, which has his taunt. I guess we have the double Kirkers. So in theory, we should be able to provide some protection for that Bilge Warden. But I think kind of one of the struggles here is even if we're looking at Ember control, outside of Cornic and Octavia, I think like the theme of this deck is just like it puts effects in the game that just affect both players. So obviously those 5 Logos artifacts all do the same thing, including the Universal Keylock. So even when it comes to Ember control, we sort of have to like shoot ourselves in the foot a little bit, you know, especially against a deck like this that has the too much to protect, and that can truly punish for going over 6. If our only ability to take our opponent off of check is a Universal Keylock, which also increases our key cost, then that could definitely be not great. But hey, I hope y'all enjoyed this first episode of Chapter 22 of the Crucible Chronicles, where we dove in just a little bit to Dark Tidings. I think this set is going to be super cool. I think there's going to be some really interesting decisions that can be made, and some just very like unique and interesting board states from what little I've seen so far. And I feel like I should clarify, I did play in a tournament today, not with this deck, but with a different one I opened, and I'm mainly pulling from that experience, because these games were a little bit challenging for sure. And I think I will say part of that is a little bit of the matchups here. But you know, that's just part of KeyForge. You're gonna have matchups that work better and work worse than other matchups. So like I'm sure there are some matchups where this deck would do quite well, and we'll endeavor to try and find some of those. I don't know exactly how this chapter is going to look. I do have another deck that we can open, but I do want to put another game or 2 in with this deck. So maybe we'll do like 3 episodes with this deck, and then we'll open another one, and we'll do 3 episodes with that, and then close it out for the first Dark Tidings chapter of the Crucible Chronicles. Again, thank you so much for sticking around there. I know this is a really long episode, but hopefully it was worth it. I'll catch y'all later.